This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now.
What is up, 24/7 Buff Fandemonium? It's your host with the most. It's the bearded boy wonder, Swank, right here for K-Gun Tuesday. And, we're going to talk about this bullshit game from this last Sunday. And, but we're going to look forward to the Browns and redemption. Of course, all of your comments, all of your questions, all of your interactions. Myself and Scooter cannot wait, so let's fire this intro up and get going. Did you hear that burp? That was Scott. Here we are. Here we are on Tuesday with all of our friends. Consider this a group therapy session, I think, Scott. Am I right?
Yeah, do you call it triple A, triple B? I don't know. Buffalo backers,
Bum,
bullshitting anonymous,
Buffalo bummed out
BBBA,
backers.
bummed out Bills backers,
There you
bummed
go.
out. Yeah,
We
there you
got
go.
there.
There you go.
Well, say hi to the people, man. Say hi to the people.
What's up? 24/7 Buff Pandemonium. What's up, FLX Mafia, Bills Mafia? Tough week, very tough week. I tell everybody that talked about the Bills game. We won that game twice and we lost that game twice, all in the fourth quarter and overtime. What a tough one. You would hope at this point would be over that kind of stuff, but still happens. And the only thing, Swank, the only thing that makes me feel good about this loss, not that I feel good, but better, is the fact that the 8-0 Eagles lost to the 4-5 Commanders. So it happens.
It do
Teams
happen.
lose. To good teams lose to bad teams. It happens everywhere. That's why we play the game. You play every Sunday, Monday, Saturday, or Thursday. Otherwise, they just crown the bastards and get 7 people to playoffs and have a fight after that. So, tough week, but yeah, tough week. But we'll get there. We'll get there. We got the Browns this week.
We do have the Browns this week, and of course, another, just one of my favorite topics to talk about. But aside from that, man, we got brother Brent Thompson. Get to cracking. Hell yeah, brother. Good to see you. We got Paul Kirkdorfer saying go Bills. That is something about this community, dude. I didn't not wear Bills gear to work on Monday. You know what I mean? Till I die. We're 6-3. This is wide open still. We'll talk about that. We got our boy Rob Mullen. Hey. Diana Kirkdorfer. What's up? Lonnie Cook. We got Debbie Emerton.
Fife here. Greg Pfeiffer.
Greg Pfeiffer, what's up, bud?
What's up, man?
We got Josh Cook saying, what up, everybody? Josh, are you a season ticket holder now? What's going on? Every weekend, man, I see you. You are at
you might as well be.
You're traveling to games. Did you hit that, the Powerball or some shit?
You got company tickets? Who knows,
Hey, Hey, and if you need somebody to go with you, just let me know.
Mm-hmm.
We got Doug. What's up, Doug? All of our favorites. Killing it.
What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Love the comments coming in for sure.
Brent Thomason says 3 losses this year with a combined 8 points. Yeah.
It's one of those things. I just saw the stat yesterday. Josh Allen's been in 4 overtimes and hasn't won one of them, 2 of which were in the playoffs. That's a tough one. It is a tough one because as a quarterback in the NFL, the more games you start winning, they're going to start picking apart those wins. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, he can win games, but he can't do it with one possession games. Oh yeah, he can win games, but he can't win in overtime or play. They start picking it apart. So I guess it's part of the progression. When you start winning, you got to start winning those big ones, and he hasn't.
We got, of course, Miss Ellen Lartz. I would never forget about the County Line, New York branch of the family. Are you kidding me? Good to see you here. Ryan Hickman, answer this. Gas coach McD bench players for making mistakes? Gas coach?
Can. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he can. Hi, by the way. What's up, brother?
What's up, Ryan? What's up, Ryan?
Has Coach McD bench players. He corrected it down here.
He tends to do it with the younger players.
Yeah.
He tends to do it with the younger players. Someone like Singletary who, guys, we advocate for Singletary all the time, and him fumbling the ball did not do anything for those people out there that hate on him. It just added to the fuel, but he won't bench him. I mean, he's the staple at the running back position, but he did it to James Cook. He's done it to people before.
Yeah, and I think it's got to be, you got to weigh what's going on. He was the hot hand, even though they got completely away from him in the second half. 2 TDs on the day, almost 50 yards. Yes, he had a fumble. But, there was a couple pass blocking highlights from him. I mean, the Reed boys are the biggest motor advocates that I know, and I love motor. But you watch a couple of those playbacks, and holy shit, that little dude is throwing blocks. And It might not seem like he's helping because of some of the results that we've gotten the last couple of weeks, but he does make a difference when he's out there. So to anybody that's saying that, not to bench him and to bench James Cook, I would argue, and I know people don't want to hear it, but I would argue that I see the point of that. Like, I see why he's doing it. I'm not saying I agree completely with it, but I see benching Cook over Motor. One of the things, if we're getting right into running backs, on Sunday sessions, Scott and Ryan and I talked on the 5 active running backs that they had going into this game. They had everybody activated, and obviously Taiwan didn't take any snaps out of the backfield, but every single other running back on the field got touches, got plays, or was returning kicks. I mean, everybody touched the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And that was working, didn't it? Wasn't it?
Oh yeah, all running backs were effective. Hines with the punts, Duke Johnson. I think he may have earned himself a starting kickoff return specialist position. That long one in the beginning was key. But yeah, you saw them in the backfield, like you said. Taiwan Jones didn't get any touches, but he doesn't. He's a special teams guy. But they all played a part. And when I saw that, I figured that they'd run the ball more than the handful of times that they did.
Mary Jane Brown Hughes, who is calling the plays in the red zone? I would assume that question is either Mr. Dorsey or Mr. Allen. In the beginning of the season, we were talking about how we thought that Josh had earned the right to audible and call his own plays. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know if that's really what's happening. I know I watched him methodically march down the field in that overtime and get close, and took the runs when they were there for him. Took some hits. Obviously, it looks like the elbow's better. I mean, maybe you could say some of them throws are because of the elbow, but he made some really good throws too. So is it decision-making? Is it physicality? Does he have the yips down in the red zone right now? Because I would say once in the Jets game, once in the Green Bay game, and once this last week against the Vikings, he's thrown a red zone or end zone interception in each one of those games.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Turnovers in the red zone are huge because if the other team scores off them, that's a 14-point turnaround, and it's a momentum booster for the other team. It's just, I don't know what it is. Josh Allen is making a lot of mistakes in the red zone, and it's almost like once Dorsey gets past the 30-yard line, he doesn't know how to run or back away from that wide open offense. It just, we all know the closer you get to that end zone, the more compact it is. It's harder to put the ball deep on the sidelines and the deep post routes. You got to shorten it up a little bit. And a lot of those interceptions are the quick outs and all that stuff that they're picking off. So I don't know. Do you introduce screens? Do you introduce, I don't know, maybe running the ball rather than getting all the way down to the 1-yard line and then trying it? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things you could do. It's a learning curve for sure, but I think Ken Dorsey would be a little better at the play calling inside the red zone. And Josh, I think, would be a little better at the decision-making in that red zone because he knows how important it is. These guys know how important it is to score in the red zone, put points on, and not leave points on the field, and it just seems to be escaping them at this point.
Yeah. Finishing drives, man. I mean, I kind of think that we felt that all season so far. I think that even when they're blowing teams out, they're leaving points out there, which is insane. When they were like this crazy machine, methodically marching down and scoring almost at will, there was still these little hitches and little hiccups where you're like, man, that should have been like 50-13 or whatever, because literally they were their own worst enemies. The thing that's happening right now is that all those little things aren't getting corrected, and opposing defenses now have, 8 games worth of tape on them, 9 games worth of tape on them at this point, where they can start to dissect that, piled up with the defensive injuries where, you got young guys in the back that, again, have tape out there where, again, you can see where, the faults are, where the weaknesses are. And I just think that good coaches in the NFL are taking advantage of that. Josh needs to slow down, man. He just needs to stop. He's getting into hero Josh Allen ball. He's regressing a little bit. And I think it's like almost like the Brett Favre defense where you got to live and die with him. The things you love about him can also come back to bite you in the ass sometimes. You love his heart. You love that he wants to win. You love he wants to put it in the end zone. Some of this is like just one breath.
Well, Swank, the
God.
best way I believe you could do that is take the ball out of his hands.
Yeah.
When you get inside the 30-yard line, run an RPO. It's a run. We hate to see Josh Allen run it, but run an RPO. Keep the defense honest. We're going to run the ball. Even those jet sweeps. I would rather see the jet sweep inside the 20-yard line than back in our own 20 where a 12-yard gain is really not going to do anything. Whereas a jet sweep, 10 yards get you halfway to the end zone.
Yeah.
It's just those gadget plays I'd like to see more often inside the 20, inside the 30, rather than further back in the field. And that will open up the defense because that tells you that you might potentially run the ball, which will bring the safeties down, which if you do want to go in the back corner or the deep post, that'll become more available.
Tony Masters, Bills fan from Central Illinois. What is up, Tony? Thanks
Central
for tuning
Illinois,
into
there you
the
go.
K-Gun Report. We don't see Buffalo-type snow. What's protocol for possible major snowstorm in Buffalo area? Reschedule, alternate site, play on. Just curious and go Bills. Well, Tony, I can tell you that they did have an alternate site at one point. Usually they try to call that a couple days in advance. That was when they went to Detroit and won, and that was technically a home game. I remember, yeah, Scott Chandler with the best celebration.
Yep.
I do know that they do like a call to arms, and they'll pay fans or anybody like $15 an hour or something to come shovel if they're getting dumped on, just to shovel out the stands. Other than that, I've never seen one get canceled. I mean, that whiteout game against the Colts, that's like the most recent one I can think of, and it was awesome. Yep. It was awesome to watch. Yep. Like, great game. Horrible players on the field, and a great game.
Well, it was hard to see the Colts, too, because they were wearing all white that game, but no, that was a fun game to watch.
Yeah.
They're looking for 2.5 or more feet of snow on Sunday, so that should be very interesting. I was telling Swank before the show started, Cleveland and Buffalo always play a tough game. It's always a tough game. It's always a low-scoring game, and now that the snow is added to the element,
who knows
what kind of game we're going to be looking at here.
Debbie Emerton says, play on, dress in layers. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I remember one of my the best memories I have of the Snow Bowl game there was that Trey White dude, Trey dancing out there, Louisiana boy that's never seen that much snow in his life, and he's just getting right, leaning right into it. And I was just like, ooh, gave you chills, man. Rob Mullen, simply put, the theme of the 9 losses by 1 possession in the last 2 seasons are mistakes and missed opportunities. We beat ourselves.
Yeah, and it's not just Josh Allen. Cam Lewis came out and said he should have knocked the ball down on that 4th and 22 deep pass to Justin Jefferson. And guys, I'm not taking anything away from that guy. Amazing athlete, top 5 wide receiver in the league for sure, but he should have never had that opportunity to catch that ball. Cam Lewis's arms almost made it secure in his hand, and he came down with it. But there was a lot of mistakes, not just on Josh Allen, but it is a team game. It just sucks. It just sucks because the guy at the helm is the one that's going to get the blame, and that's the one we do blame most of the time.
Mm-hmm. Loving these questions and comments, guys. Keep them coming. Will Cole, another new name. What's up, Will? Thanks for tuning in.
What's up, Will?
Man, he's going right for the throat. I love it. Right to the heart of the matter. Why trade for Hines if he's not coming out of the backfield? Let's talk about the elephant in the room. J.A.'s looking like 2018, forcing everything second half. 100% agree, dude. I mean, I think Hines, they're working him in. I still think that Dorsey, for all the good we see out of him, is still trying to get comfortable. And again, it's a learning curve. I think defensive coordinators are starting to learn what he likes to do, what Josh Allen's tendencies are. Even though the Bills are 6-3, it seems like Josh is in full-blown panic. You know, there's no chill to Josh Allen right now. You know, I would love to see them lean into the run a little bit more in the second half. It seems like they run the ball very well in the first half. And then in the second half, even with big leads, they're still throwing the ball. They're still doing little screens. They're still trying to, you know, get it in the out. Like, that's all fine here and there. But I'm looking at let's see, it was in the 4th quarter and they were trying to run down some clock, I think. And, you know, you went 3 and out and you threw 2 incompletions. You know, so you're helping the Vikings out, saving clock. You know what I mean? If this line that was supposed to be revamped and built for running isn't working out, we need to create scenarios where they can, you know, go to the edges, Don't run it up the gut as much, or, do some, like you're saying, some trickery, man. That jet sweep, I would live and die by the fact that I say every time Isaiah McKenzie gets that jet sweep, it is 8 to 12 yards, if not more, guaranteed. 8 to 12 every time. They gave it to him on Sunday. It was 14 or whatever, 20, I don't know. It was a long one.
18 yards on the
18,
carry.
yeah. So, throwing it in there, making them play you honest, I'll tell you what, I did absolutely loved that play call where they faked it to Cook, and you saw Hines going to the outside. They had just what we wanted, split backfield, James Cook and Hines in the backfield. We talked about it on this show, if you can believe it or not. They had both of them back there. He faked the handoff to Cook. Everybody bit, and he threw it out to Hines, and Hines did what we got him for. And that's awesome. I want to see more of that. That was a beautifully designed play call, and for positive yards, and chewed up clock, and did what we wanted it to do. So it does seem like they get a little stagnant once they get it's like when they get comfortable in that position of like being up by 2 or 3 scores, like then they get stale, and I guess I don't get that.
They take what we say. They must watch the show, because we always say keep the foot on the gas, but we don't always mean keep throwing it deep.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the foot on the gas means keep trying to figure out new plays that are going to be effective, and keep marching down the field and scoring touchdowns. I do like that Nyheim Hines conversation that we're having now, Swank. We said it a couple weeks ago. Bringing him in, it's different than having James Cook back there. James Cook is a rookie. The Bills tend to like to try to figure out what's the best way to use these guys, and they kind of slowly get him into the process, into this offense. We know what Nyheim Hines brings to the table. There's no hiding it. We know why the Buffalo Bills brought him in, and this is where I'm mostly confused: is why aren't we just using it? Use them for what we came here. They knew they brought him in to be a wide receiving back, running back out of the backfield. Use it. Scare these defenses. Scare these linebackers. Make sure that these safeties and these corners have to respect the fact that he might be coming out there in the flats. You have to do that. One time a game is not going to work. We saw the one time it worked.
Yeah.
But they just did it once.
Yeah.
You need to do it a handful of times. Unfortunately, if there's a few of them that don't work, that's part of the bumps and bruises in creating an offense. And at least you're making the defense understand that you're actually going to use him, instead of not give him one run the whole game and throw the ball to him once.
We got a lot of people saying, the same thing, wanting more Hines. And I understand that, like, wanting to use that shiny new toy. I mean, as far as running back's concerned, we've said it before too. It's one of the most NFL-ready positions that you can have. I mean, if you look at like a Christian McCaffrey coming from one team to another, there's not a lot of playbook study that you really have to get into, especially a veteran like Hines or a McCaffrey, right? Where literally you can get in the huddle, say, hey, the ball's coming to you, you're going left. Like you can do that with a running back. Wide receivers, it's a little harder, like tight ends, there's blocking schemes, all that kind of stuff. But running backs, they're kind of plug and play. So if they got the legs, they got the moves, put them in and use them.
The biggest thing with running backs of whether or not they're making the team or not is if they understand the pass blocking concept. That's the hardest thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Left side of the hole is 1, 3, 5, 7 hole. Right side's 2, 4, 6, 8. They know what zone runs are. They know what stretches are. It's basic concepts. So sometimes it may be worded different. So, yeah, plug them in. Hey, man, we're doing a stretch to the left. Line up the right side of the quarterback here.
Paul Kirkdorfer says, am I the only one person that saw the Minnesota nose guard grab out center's arm prior to the snap to cause the fumble in the end zone?
I didn't see it.
I didn't see that either.
I was more pissed off trying to figure out why Josh's hands did not look like they were in the right spot.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. I don't know,
didn't
man.
see it.
What do you do with that? I guess, like, that's the call, right? Give it to Josh. That's the safest call. Give you a little room. I mean,
Swank, like I said, I saw that image that I told you about, Ryan Bates at the right guard position and Spencer Brown. If Josh was to handle that snap, they created a good size hole that he could have got 3 or 4 yards on very easily. So, I mean, it was there. It was there.
Yeah. Let's get all this out so we can talk about how they're going to beat the shit out of the Browns. Can we do that?
Hey, the best thing about therapy is you have to bring out the elephant in the room. You have to talk about the problem.
Hey, man, look, like, I think we've been accused of being a homer live stream, and yes, we love the Bills, and yes, we root for them, and yes, we usually pick them to win. And You know, we were 8 points away from being right on every single game this year. And if you look at my pick'ems in a little bit, you'll see. You know, we know what we're talking about a little bit. You know, yeah, we want them to win. I think, you know, if you're not rooting for them, what are you doing? You know what I mean? But regardless, I think it's a long season, man. We're like not even halfway through right now. You know, we're exactly halfway.
Right.
6-3. I mean, through the toughest part of the stretch of the year, we came out looking glorious, you know, and had some weird trip ups. Everything in the league is like kind of the opposite of what everybody thought it was going to be. You know, the AFC East is very competitive for whatever reason.
Right now, all 4 teams are in the playoffs.
Yeah, which is insane.
Yep.
But
Tough
anyway,
division.
let's see what else we got here.
Anyway,
I saw something about the Browns run game. Before we transition to the Browns here, what did you see from our defense this week that needs to change going into this week?
first we discussed Swank. I'd like to see some answers in Trey White and why he's not playing. His presence would have been good against Justin Jefferson. His presence would be good even with these young bucks out there playing. They're very young. And what happens when you get young teams is they start looking young players is they start looking really good right off the bat because there's no film on them. But once these professional coordinators and offensive players start they're able to read tells with these new guys because they're still learning themselves. It becomes a little easier to pass against them. And I think that's what we're probably getting into now is they're starting to understand Benford, who got his pick, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Dane Jackson played a great game. He got his pick. But I think just the inexperience is starting to show. You can't expect 17 out of 17 games these guys playing at their ultimate level. They're going to break down every once in a while. It's a long season. College only plays, 10, 13 games?
Yeah.
And now these guys are playing in the NFL curriculum here, and they're also going to have to play 20-plus games this year if they're going to make the playoffs and win a couple games. So there's a lot to go into it. I think we need our veteranship leadership back. So I'm praying that Poyer and Trey White, come on, guys, come back, please. And Kyer Elam.
Yeah, I mean, our backups are hurt. You know,
Yep.
It's getting to that point. We knew there was going to be a learning curve with Micah being out and Jordan missing all this time and Trey not being quite back yet. I mean, I think we're lucky to be in the spot we are, and really the offense should be able to carry the defense during these hard times and allow those guys to get healthy. We also played without Groot as well, and Tremaine Edmonds came out of the game halfway through.
Yep.
You know, so the defense, I mean, for all they allowed, it was just a weird game. I just think it was a really weird game. I thought Edmonds was playing really well. You know, I thought the corners, those balls that Justin Jefferson was catching, like you can't ask anything more out of a corner. I think Dane had him blanketed. You know, yep. I just, the guy's a freak. He's an absolute freak. And I really wish that, you know, I mean, Stephon had a great game too, you know, and an amazing one-handed catch, you know, in a crucial time. I don't know. It's just, I think somebody was talking about Vaughn here. Tony Masters. Vaughn seems to be cool and collected.
Calm and collected.
Trying to keep everyone chill and not panic. Absolutely. And I think that's what you're going to have to lean on right now are these leaders that have been there. And Josh needs to find some sort of sauna or something and you know, chill out and relax and trust these guys around him, trust in himself and his abilities. I mean, I guess I'd rather see him get this snag now, like get this now and come back and right the ship, than you know, God, towards the end of the season, beginning of the playoffs, that kind of thing. Like we don't want that.
Yeah, you don't want this to start week 18.
Yeah. So our boy Ryan Hickman is afraid OBJ might not sign with the Bills now because there's lots of noise in Dallas.
That's fine.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't know. 6-3. I don't know. I think I'd still rather play for us than Dallas if I was OBJ. But Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
Depends on what that knee's all about.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Keep
Defense
it.
held Cook in check until the 71-yard TV. That's TD. That's what Greg was saying. Absolutely,
Yeah,
man. We were talking about that right before the show started.
yeah, 2.7 yards of carry that defense was holding that rush offense to until that 81 yard or 71 yard or however much it was. But
Mm-hmm.
it was reminiscent of last year. We did that same thing with Cook, or I'm sorry, Henry. We did the same thing with Stevenson for the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
It was that one long run that destroyed our average per rush against and deflated the balloon a little bit. And that play definitely did.
Yeah. Jeremy Blair comes down to football 101. Can't keep making the same mistakes. We're beating ourselves. The other teams haven't beat us. The little mistakes are piling up and costing us games. Absolutely. I think we're a juggernaut. I think if we can play a clean game, simple game, get back to the fundamentals, all that stuff. I like to think that all this hype has not gotten into anybody's head. I think really at this point we can call it a learning curve thing. I think, like I said, Dorsey, maybe they put a little too much trust in Josh. Maybe they gave him a little bit too much control over things. Maybe Dorsey hasn't quite felt out exactly what he needs to do. I keep going back to that, the KC game, man. That was where we left off, picked up methodical, made it past, ended it the right way. Big game, we needed to win in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And we did. And then ever since then, it seems like, it's kind of like what we talked about after that first AFC Championship game where Bean was focused on just how to beat the Chiefs. And now we came in here and it seems like they were prepared to beat the Chiefs. And what's happening everywhere else? You know what I mean? I don't think they've played a team at that level
Agreed.
since that game, right?
Right. Even the first half against Green Bay was impressive, but they didn't look like they had the Chiefs game.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously the Jets game and then this game, they definitely lost some swag, and hopefully it comes back shortly.
Yep. Let's see. Hickman, you want OBJ in KC? I don't want anybody in KC, bro. He says if you don't want to face him, sign him. I'm not worried, man. I'm really not worried. I want him to do better. I'm just not worried about anybody. I mean, what was the guy they got from the Giants that did the little hobble celebration? He caught his first ball down in Kansas City. I mean,
Kadarius Toney.
yes, they are who they are. If they're gonna go get him, fine. I mean, I don't know. Is he Tyreek Hill? It seems like they're collecting all the same guy and putting him around Patrick Mahomes, right? Like little speedster guys. Do you know that was Tony's first NFL touchdown for all the hype around that guy? The first touchdown he's ever scored in the NFL.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep. Well, he's the Giants got rid of him because apparently he's not a very hard worker. I mean, if he doesn't get what he wants, he doesn't work for it. So that was an easy let go by Dable.
Yeah. Saw a lot of himself in him.
You remind me of someone. I can't put my finger on it.
While he's eating a big old hamburger. Anyway, guys, this chatter is just fantastic. Thanks. And I know this is a hard one to get through a little bit. I think it was a gut wrencher. I was really hoping they were going to pull it off. Everything, was going that way. Unfortunately, we didn't. Scott said it right. There's a little comfort knowing that the Eagles aren't going to be undefeated and they lost to a middling team. At least we lost to a 7-1 Vikings team. They had to come in and prove that they were for real and beat us. And I think all this hype in the media right now, everybody was waiting for this. Everybody wants the Bills to lose because there was so much hype in the preseason.
Right.
And all season, really the first 4 games. But, I think get a little humbled, go back out there. So, you ready to change gears a little bit here, buddy? You want to look to the future? We're done with the past.
Let's pick it up.
Here we are, week 11. against the most hated team in the entire NFL, the scummiest of scumbags, the Cleveland
Assaulters.
Browns. We're this is another home game, right?
It's the first time we played 2 home games in a row this season.
Yeah.
So it's our first
Yeah.
back-to-back home game.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's supposed to be 2 feet of snow on Sunday, as Scooter alluded to earlier. We got Jacoby Brissett. We got nasty Nick Chubb. We got that woman beater Kareem Hunt. We got Myles Garrett. We got a lot going on there. I would say for me, and we might as well just get right into it, the biggest challenge is going to be this run game.
Yep.
So I'll ask you, Scooter, Dr. Scooter Magooter, NFL
Dr.
MD,
Jones.
Dr. Jones. What do we do to stop Nick Chubb in this running offense?
Well, first of all, we let that 2.5 feet of snow fall and don't get it out of the way. We hope that I think the Bills are doing good against the run this year. I just think they just need to not let up that big 80-yard run. I think they'll be fine. I think our defensive line is doing what they're supposed to be doing. Matt Milano coming back this week proved that the run game is better with him in it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, negate that long run by Cook. Again, gap responsibility. Edmonds, I hope, comes back. Fill your gaps. Play your defense, Buffalo. It's going to be harder difficult to pass the ball, especially with that Mafia making a lot of noise and making those calls. So just play your game. Play your game. They are going to run the ball. Guarantee it. I think, let me pull up a stat here. Where the Bills are at 63% passing, that means they're only at 37% rushing. I want to say Cleveland rushes the ball. It's about 50-50. 48% to 52%. So they run the ball 48% of the time. They're going to run the ball. It's one of those teams. It's like the Tennessee Titans. You know what they're going to do. Just stack the box a little bit. We may see a 4-3 defense come out here with Terrell Bernard, Tyrell Dotson. You may see them a little more often, but you got to know that that's what's going to happen. Leslie Frazier, stop what's working for the Cleveland Browns. Pick your poison and hope that our defensive backs, especially if Trey White comes back and Poyer comes back, they'll be able to handle these wide receivers. But, yeah, you know what they're going to do. You know what they're going to do. Just play defense according.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think this is where those big boys up front can stand out. Hopefully Edmonds is healthy. If we got a completely healthy lineup, and we really only had to worry about, Hamlin being in there. An interesting thing I think from this last week is Jaquan Johnson got benched. Cam Lewis was out there for most of this game this last week, and I think that Cam looked good. So
he'd have looked great if he knocked that ball down, but I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, I thought it was great. A Buffalo product, UAB product, coming out there. He's been on the practice squad a long time, gotten a little bit of game action, but not a lot. And I thought that he held his own enough, minus that one play, and that's kind of the story of the secondary right now. You got a lot of young and inexperienced guys. It's almost like better with the rotation with the young guys. I didn't think it would be. I thought I'd want them out there all the time, getting as much reps as possible, but I think I like Kyer and Benford and all these dudes kind of rotating in and getting spelled and being able to talk to the coaches on the sideline and kind of observe and then get in there and stay a little fresh and, make the most out of their opportunities. So it would just make a huge difference. And now with all this snow and stuff, do you risk Trey being out there with his knee? Like, to me, it feels like you don't see him again this week, and against like kind of a lackluster passing offense. I mean, Amari Cooper, sure, he's got a little bit of clout with him, but he still has Jacoby Brissett throwing him the ball, so I think they're just going to lean on this run game as much as possible, and I think that front line's got to step up, and you need Milano and Edmonds in there filling them gaps and laying the hammer on these dudes and making it so they don't want the ball.
I mean, Amari Cooper and Peoples-Jones are the two top wide receivers there. It's not like they have a slot guy that you have to worry about. they haven't proven that they have a slot guy you have to worry about. So they like to use those two guys, and Joku isn't playing, so you don't have to worry about a tight end. And obviously, those running backs can catch the ball out of the backfield. So there's not a lot per se as personnel that you have to cover out there. So if you just lock up Elam and Benford or Trey White, whoever, against the two top wide receivers, and the safety should be able to handle the deep zone, focus the other 7 players on filling those gaps and stopping the run. That's why I honestly do think that depending on who you think is a better tackler in the snow and better pursuit, and Taron Johnson or that third linebacker, stack the box, put 7 in there every time.
Yep. Might as well. I think that's the way to do it. Make them throw against you. You know, I mean, I think, yeah, Justin Jefferson might have exposed you a little bit. But he's
Justin Jefferson. He's
Justin
exposed
Jefferson,
a lot of safeties and corners.
Top 3 wide receiver in the league, like all day long.
Yep.
You know, and I think obviously we want to win every game, but I think, like I said, it showed a lot. Dane Jackson's been playing his ass off this year. You know, a guy like Cam Lewis comes in, Benford comes in, gets his first pick, you know, and yeah, they're gonna go after these young guys, and they're gonna challenge you. Kirk Cousins, man, I was saying during the game, it just seemed like he can lob that ball up to Justin Jefferson anywhere he wants. Those placements, like, he had a couple nice balls, but most of those placements were just within his wingspan somewhere, you know, and he was like, oh, look at that catch, and it's like, why does he have to make that catch? He didn't have to.
I mean, those balls were covered.
Yeah.
Jefferson was covered fairly well. And he just made amazing plays. I mean, next gen stats will show you that probably these catches were under a 2% percentage of catching the ball. He had an amazing game. That's just the long end of it, guys. And you know what? We had amazing coverage on top 3 wide receiver in the league with Benford, Cam Lewis, and all the Dane Jackson. So we did a good job. We covered very well. It just, he came down with the ball.
Yep. Rob Mullen. In deep snow, they'll be pounding the rock. Again, ball security will be an issue for us. Absolutely. Those kind of little dumb mistakes. 2 hands on the ball. I want to see everybody holding that thing. I don't care if they stuff it up their jersey. Like, I just do not fumble in this weather against this team. Oh my God. I'll tell you what. I hate this team. My wife hates this team. like hates them, and it's not going to be very nice of a day for me if they come out winning, or at least if they even score a point or gain a yard. I think
the problem is if they don't come out with a win, and all the AFC East teams do, we're last in the AFC East.
Yeah,
can't happen. Can't happen.
Nope. Rob Mullen, make Brissett beat you. Absolutely. I think so.
Exactly.
He's a little mobile, but if you can keep him contained when they do decide to pass, and maybe they'll try a little slick shit and try and make you play him honest and throw a couple balls early. I don't know. Amari Cooper is not Justin Jefferson. I mean, I like Amari Cooper. He's getting old. He had a shot. I think he just hasn't been anything since he was with the Raiders, as far as I'm concerned. He flashed a little in Dallas. He got that huge contract, and then what'd they do? Cut him. And then Cleveland, it took him a couple weeks to even get acclimated to where he was making any sort of a difference. I just don't see him really, like, I don't fear him. You know, I respect it. I just don't fear him, especially with Jacoby Brissett throwing him the ball. So, you know, the run. That's it. All it is to me is the run. So if we're switching, here we go. Homer Jerry. Bills go 14-3. I love it, buddy. Jarrod, we haven't even talked about this. Jarrod's not joining us tonight. You might have noticed he's been out here these last couple weeks. And he just had a baby, so he's doing all that, you know, and we're just filling it in until he's ready to come back.
Little Camden Jarrod Reed, little dude. He's got
CJR.
There you go. Not PBR, CJR.
See, Should have named him Pete.
Come here, Paps, you little son of a bitch.
You little son of a bitch. Good to see you there, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Another 6-3 Bills versus Browns game. Hell no, man. I want more than
Stop.
that, Jerry.
Yeah.
Greg wants to know what the spread is on the game.
I can look it up real quick. But
Okay.
I like what you're saying about not being afraid of Cooper. And I go back to how the Bills did defend against these wide receivers and T.J. Hockenson as well for the Minnesota Vikings. They were on him. They were on him. And Jefferson is a totally different kind of wide receiver than Cooper. Cooper's a bigger bodied, kind of a possession receiver that can make big plays. Jefferson is just a freak. So I think if you're going to take the type of style defensive backs that we have, I do think they pair up against Cooper a lot better than they would have Justin Jefferson. So I do like that match. I really like that matchup, and I think it's advantage Buffalo, even with our youngsters.
Yeah, I agree 100%, man. Actually, Peoples-Jones is a guy that, like, I like him. And I don't say that about many Browns players, but I think if he was ever a free agent, I would love for Bean to kind of take a look at him.
Good frame, 6'2", 205-pound guy, solid,
scrappy,
strong.
Yep.
Yep.
So let's switch gears a little bit here offensively.
The Bills are getting negative 8.5 as of now, so they are the 8.5 favorite.
So there's still that respect there. And that's more than just a home advantage, obviously. I mean, that's a pretty big spread. Before they were getting these double-digit spreads most weeks, if they got an 8.5 spread, you'd be like, holy, So, yeah, Vegas knows what they're talking about too, man. That town isn't full of bankrupted casinos. They know what they're doing. But I think 6-3, halfway point of the season, 6-3. We've beat some good teams. We've beaten some landmark teams. We've beaten some legendary quarterbacks. Josh will get this right. Dorsey will get this right. I think what they need to start doing, what I want to see, is exactly what we're talking about. A little bit more of a commitment to the run through the second half, taking control of games, being more in command of games, playing smart, playing safe, chunking out 4.5, 5 yards per play, getting first downs, draining clock, striking when you can strike, making the most out of your opportunities. You get some guys out to the edge, you ground and pound them, and then you take your shots. I think a big thing I want to see is obviously Josh, a little more accuracy, a little more vision down in the red zone and in the end zone especially. Some of these other wide receivers, I hate to say this, you got to step up. Stephon Diggs is the man on the field. Gabe Davis, I love Gabe Davis. He's got flashes of excellence. I love the way he works. Obviously getting banged up early in the season didn't help his case, but there's some drops that are on him that I did not expect this first half of the season. And I'm not saying this is the end of the world and the sky's falling. I'm just saying it's just little stuff they got to clean up, dumb little stuff that they got to clean up. Yep. And that's one of them. The kid throws the ball a million miles an hour and it's going to be cold. So you better crank up the jugs machine and go to a frickin' meat cooler or something. I don't know, but like
yeah, this weather's not hand friendly.
No.
Not hand friendly. It's gonna sting catching these balls coming up the next couple of weeks.
Hell yeah. But I mean that's part of the game. That's part of him, He can get it out quick and fast and he can whiz it in there. If you're throwing a ball between three defenders to that perfect spot at, 70 miles an hour or whatever it is, and you're getting your opportunity in the NFL, you damn sure better put your hands on it and catch it.
Yep.
And not to say, I think that'll all get cleaned up. There's not a big reason to panic right now. I don't like that they lost. I don't like that they've lost 2 in a row. I don't like who they've lost to. I do like that at this point in the season, there's time to look and evaluate and really take stock in where you're at as a team and what you're going to do to become that championship Super Bowl winning team that you're supposed to be.
All right.
And it's there. It's all there. You know, they just gotta get it sorted out.
We gotta put it all together.
Hell yeah. A lot of people congratulating your brother here, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Congratulations, Jerry. We miss you, buddy.
It's number 4. He's got 4 kids. Holy cow.
Yeah. You're not too far behind him there, Skipper.
My third should be here in 3 weeks.
Damn. Then it'll be the K-Gun featuring Swank.
I know. I'm looking at an interesting stat right here, Swank, and this is not my bold prediction or anything like that, but Stephon Diggs right now, 72 catches halfway through the season. He's on pace for 140. He's 15 yards away from the 1,000-yard mark, so he's going to push 2,000 yards and potentially 14 touches. But where I'm going with this is he's got 72 catches, and I'm going with it here because you mentioned the other wide receivers have to step up. Mm-hmm. The next 3, Gabe Davis, Dawson Knox, Isaiah McKenzie, they have 72 combined, the 3 of them. Yep. So Diggs is holding the weight. His back is getting sore. He's more than happy to take that responsibility. I can guarantee you that. But you need to help out. You need to help out, whether it's getting open. Maybe he is open. Josh isn't finding him. Who knows? We're seeing a little bit of a different Josh Allen in the last couple of weeks. But those numbers for the other guys need to come up, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I think they showed that stat during the game, actually, that he had more catches than any other wide receiver, like all the other wide receivers combined on the team. And, you know, part of me is like, yeah, give it to Stephon Diggs, man, even if he's covered, you know. And the other part of me is like, you can't be one-dimensional like that. You can't have him be the only threat. You got this guy that you just signed a pretty big extension for a tight end in Dawson Knox. When the ball's been put in a spot where he is able to make a play on it, he's been pretty good these last couple games. He had a couple nice catches.
Great catch the other week.
Yeah. Sunday and 2 weeks ago. You know, got to get him the ball, though. Got to get it there. Utilize these guys. He's
only getting 10% of the targets right now.
And maybe that's part of it, man. Maybe you got too many toys, you know. Maybe, I don't know. But this is the week. This is the week to write it. You got a solid team coming in, unfortunately. Like, a solid team. Not a great team. Not the worst team out there, unfortunately, again. But, you know, great in the trenches. They come with a lot of stink, you know. Tell me that everybody in America isn't going to be rooting for the Bills this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
You know. So this is it. This is the one, you know. 7-3 sounds a lot better than 6-4 to me. So.
And again, like I said, the AFC East we're in third right now. We're in third, and the easiest way to the playoffs is winning that division. So they have to do something. And with Miami right now and the Jets having the game, having the advantage because of their win over them, that's going to make it even more tough. So, got to win it.
Yep. Let's see here. Did you – is this you? Did you say Olafub? Did you see this guy?
Olafub, FMS, Bills Mafia. Yeah, I see it. It's backwards.
Okay. Did you say his name? Somebody in the comments must have. He said, by the way, guys, my name's not Olafub, it's Phil. My name is just Buffalo Phil's Mafia backwards on Facebook.
I see that.
Just in case you guys were like, who the fuck?
What is that? Yeah, I see it. Buffalo Bills
I got
Mafia.
the Buffalo
Phil's
part,
Mafia.
and then I was trying to be like, is it like whatever? But yeah, thanks for clearing that up, buddy.
Yep.
I was thinking like, whoa, what country?
I first saw the name, I was like, here comes some spam. Here we go.
We got that on EMM last night.
I know, I saw that.
Oh my God, Jesus.
Yeah, got the ladies looking for some action on that one.
It's nice. Our sound guy, Zach, kind of got him producing stuff, so he pops up comments and kind of keeps it moving like that. And he puts some good conversation in there and all that stuff. But he's like, uh-oh, we got bots. And I'm like, throw them up there, dude. Throw those comments up. And it's like, you looking for ladies?
It's ladies' night. What a sight. Oh, man. Do want to remind people, we've had a couple K-Gun reports. We were on the Thomas Take Sports podcast last week. We were unable to spin the Fandemonium Wheel of Destiny. We did not forget about it for the
Mhm.
comments that were left 2 weeks ago. We still got that jersey. We will be spinning that wheel on Sunday sessions coming up this week, 11:30 in the morning. Our pregame show, Swank, I, and Ryan Thomas will spin that wheel to see who the winner is. And with that being said, that following Tuesday, it's Salute to Service, our special K-Gun report, because we will be playing a Thursday night game that week. Short week. We will be giving away, if you leave a comment during the live stream,
Yeah,
that
dude.
nice
That's dope.
camo Salute to Service jersey for Josh Allen.
I gotta get my wife to leave a comment. What size is that?
I know, right? It's a large. I got larges, but they're not
Nice.
autographed, but they're something you can wear around. I know I got to get
Listen,
my wife.
go hook up with our friend Keely Smith. They were in the comments here earlier, but lots of great deals, cheap jerseys.
Not Keely, July Smith and K Smith. Keely's one of our fans, though.
Oh,
It's a different Smith.
oh, did I go the other way? Oh, see, I went the wrong way.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad, Keely. I'm sorry. Too many Smiths going on around here. She said, "Love my team." Don't hit her up.
Yeah, don't hit Keely up. She's won some stuff from us, but
Yeah.
I don't think she's willing to be giving away that stuff.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's go here. Fandemonium, hit us up with your score predictions, your bold predictions, and your X factor. We'll go score and bold first. Scott, please lead the way.
I was going to get the 40 burger every time to the Buffalo Bills, but to see the struggles with Josh Allen, this offense, Ken Dorsey may be going through a little midlife crisis halfway through the season. But I do still see them figuring it out. Leslie Frazier coming up with a defense to stop this rushing attack. I'm going 24-17. 24-17. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, very tough running backs to stop, especially with this offensive line. So I'm going to give them some points. I'm going to 24-17 wouldn't cover the spread, the 8.5 points. So let me go 24-10. There we go.
24-10.
24-10. Buffalo.
I like it.
Would you want a bold as well?
I'll give you my score, and then we'll go back and forth. I'll do score bold, and then you do your bold. So my theory with this is that not only do they need to right the ship, they are going to right the ship. I think you're going to see a lot more of the run. I agree with our boy, Mr. Ryan Thomas of the Thomas Takes Sports podcast that just popped
Ryan's
on the
here.
comments there.
Nice.
Go please follow his channel. Follow ours on YouTube too while you're at it, if you don't mind. We're trying to get to 100 by next weekend, 100 subscribers. I think that the running game that we saw in the first half of this last Sunday is what you're going to see more of going into this week. And I think that it's going to be more balanced, that word that all of us hated and still hate, a more balanced offense. And I think you're going to see a lot better decision making. I think once Josh falls into that mindset of being comfortable taking less to gain more, he'll get his confidence back to be able to shoot them long balls out there and really knock them off their ass. Because we all know 2 feet of snow is not going to stop Josh Allen from winging the ball around if he wants to.
Right.
So I think that the score will be 27-13. I think that my bold prediction is going to be 3 rushing touchdowns, none of them from Josh Allen, all of them from our running backs. I see Singletary getting 1, I see Hines getting 1, and I see Jimbo getting in there and getting a little retribution for his not scoring 1 against his brother here this last weekend.
Right.
So what do you got for bold?
My bold is going to be right now the Cleveland Browns have 290 rush attempts. And I know we've had turnover issues with our running backs, but the Browns have only turned the ball over, fumbled the ball once in those 290 attempts. My bold prediction is that the Buffalo Bills do not have a fumble this week, but the Browns have 2+ fumbles this week. I think it's a game that we benefit from the turnovers and we capitalize on these turnovers. So, yeah, I hate to go turnovers as a bold prediction, but I think that's going to be the difference in the game.
It's a huge thing. Turnovers are a huge thing. We saw that this last weekend.
Yep.
Huge. All right, let's get into this X Factor. 24/7 K-Gun X Factor of the week. What do you got, Scott?
Leslie Frazier. X factor is what kind of defense is he going to call? Is he going to focus on the run and force Jacoby Brissett to beat him? I think that's a game plan that they kind of missed against the Jets. They kind of let Zach Wilson beat him. I think they're focused on him when they shouldn't have been. I think they should focus on the run, Leslie Frazier, and make Jacoby Brissett with his lack of receivers. I know they got Cooper over there and Peoples, but if you make him throw the ball on this 2.5 feet of snow, take the run game away, stack the box, I think that'll be the X factor, and it'll be one of those conversations of whether or not he was outcoached this week or if he wasn't. So Leslie Frazier, the man.
Well, man, you know what? I'll go the other way, and I'll say Ken Dorsey is my X factor. I think that the defense has done what they can do with the hand they've been dealt. We can't really be too upset with them. Obviously, we want to be. But I think that the defense has put forth a decent effort. And I think they'll continue to do that. And I think if they get some more pieces back, it'll be like you're saying, man. I think Les will have a good plan. If they execute it, it'll be good. I think what we need to see on the opposite side of that is Mr. Ken Dorsey with a solid, consistent, good plan, being able to adapt. I think coming out of the third quarter, they've looked sluggish. They're not responding, making changes, and adapting the way that we would want them to. Definitely not keeping up with the opposing defense in that respect. Mm-hmm. So I want to see a solid game plan the whole way through. Dotting that I want the competitive nature of both those guys to come out between Josh and Dorsey, and the confidence, that clear confidence in the play calling and the execution. So
basically what we saw in the first 3 weeks of this season.
Yes, and actually in the first half of this last week. Right. I want that.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, solid game plan, execution, finish them. I want the backups in fourth quarter. Brother Brent, backups, fourth quarter. And speaking of which, he says 25-12, bold Bass hits 5 field goals, X Factor Dorsey loses his shit again. I love it.
Oh, dear.
Right. So we got some pick'ems to do. Let's see. I'm just going to throw up this little graphic here. Where is it? There
Which one?
it
The one
is.
that tells everybody that you're...
Yeah, the Phantomonium Pick'em records. So we'll go ahead and say Jarrod is at 500 again.
Yep.
Poor guy. He's got other things on his mind. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Scott is at a respectable 33-22. And we'll have to talk to your brother because these aren't adding up.
Isn't that funny how that works?
Yeah. You have one more game than us.
It's got to be the loss. Maybe it's just a typo. Let me go see. Here, let me check.
All right.
I could check that real quick, Swank.
Scott picked one more game than us, apparently. And then I am at 39-15. And, go ahead and go ahead. I'm getting ready to give you my picks. So go ahead and get your FanDuel account logged into and open and, win some money for yourself.
Yeah, Jarrod did give me an extra game. I'm not sure where it was, though.
Yeah, I just noticed it. So we're just going to put that in the loss column for Jarrod. So Jarrod's actually 27-28 right now.
There you go, under 500. Loser. All right, Mike Volk is stat checking. Who said the field goals? Brent Thomas. And yeah, 5 field goals would give you 15. There's still 10 points to be had. You got to kick an extra field goal to get that 3 points. So there you go.
Or touchdown with a 2-point conversion.
Touchdown, 2-point conversion and safety. There you go. There you go, Mike.
Yeah, man, buddy.
That's probably exactly what Brent Thomason was thinking.
Brent says that you picked the bye week.
There you go. I did. Probably did.
All right, let's see here. So, week 11 of this NFL season. Can you believe this shit? I can't believe we're already halfway through it, man. Waited all this time for it. All right, we're sitting here. Phantomonium, get on it. Here's an AFC East matchup. This is good news for us. That means that, we can potentially get back up where we belong. Jets at Patriots. 1 o'clock game Sunday. Jerry, if you're watching, you better put your picks right here in the comments so everybody can see them, buddy.
Yep.
Jets at Patriots. You want me to pick first? You want to pick first?
You pick first. All
right. I am going to go. God, I hate picking either of these teams. I really want to say Jets. You know, that defense is legit. I'm gonna say the Jets.
Okay. I'm gonna go Patriots.
Figure.
Make our life a little easier.
All right. And then are the Dolphins on a bye?
Miami, I believe, has a bye.
Okay. We got Rob Mullen saying Jets. Josh Cook saying Pats.
Yeah, week 11, Miami Dolphins bye.
Okay. Chris Lockett says Jets too. Let's see. How about some toilet bowl games? What are the worst of the worst coming out here? Bears Falcons. Bears have been on a little bit of a tear, man, but
they have.
That would be a good one.
All right.
Want to do that one?
Yeah, let's do that one.
All right. I'm gonna say Bears, man.
Same here. Okay. I'm going Bears as well. What's that? I think that's the only one.
Commanders Texans. Or is that we're both going Commanders if we pick that one?
I think we're both going Commanders.
Okay.
Although Heineke's for real. He's one of those gunslingers again. Either he does things really well or he looks like Carson Wentz.
I like Heineke, dude. I like him better than Carson Wentz for sure. But yeah, I mean the Texans are just they're a wreck right now. How about Bengals Steelers? I think that'll be a good game.
It will be.
Pulled out that win this week.
Yeah, Watt's back. They pulled out a win. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go Steelers with this.
All right.
And mostly because I know Burrow gets sacked a lot, so I think that's going to be a key contributor to this game. I know he wins getting sacked a lot, but there might be a couple turnovers with some T.J. Watt sacks. So let's do it, Steelers.
All right. Man, you're making me want to do the Eric Gardner sweep here. You see, the thing with Burrow and the Bengals is like they're just so inconsistent. Like you just can't trust them. Either they're going to put up.
Chase isn't playing.
Yeah, and Chase isn't out there. But Higgins is out there. He's on my fantasy team.
There you go.
No, I think I'm gonna go with the Steelers too.
All right.
Boring. Here we go. Last one, and then you're gonna pick your extra one, probably, right?
Only if it's a win.
Sunday night late game, huge AFC implications. Probably all of us thought this was going to be a bigger deal of a game than it is. Chargers haven't quite lived up to their hype, but they always play the Chiefs hard. Chiefs at Chargers. Who you got, Scott?
I'm going Chargers.
Ooh. God, Eckler's.
He's something else, ain't he?
Something else, man. I think I gotta go with Kermit, man. I think I'm gonna do Chiefs.
There you go. Did they already play each other?
Yes.
And who won that one?
I think the Chiefs won barely. The Chargers
27-24.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It was at Kansas City, so now they're playing
L.A.
Yeah. Go get him, Herbert.
Yeah. I'm rooting for the Chargers.
Hey, Swank, real quick. This one's for the kids. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
I eat mop.
I eat mop who?
You do. There you go. For everyone that got it on tape, Swank eats his poo.
You really wanted that one, didn't you? All right, kids. It's 9:05, which means we're in. Here we go, folks. We're in overtime. That's right. We're in overtime.
It happens.
Mike V, you're right, man. Bills need the Chargers to win that game. Absolutely. So, even though 6 minutes over, not too bad. We're gonna do our final thoughts. Give a little love to some of the stuff we got going on, and then be on our merry way and wish you a good Tuesday night here. So, Scott, what do you got for a final thought, buddy?
You gotta have a short memory. Anytime there's a loss, I know Swank has his strategy where he doesn't listen to news, doesn't listen to any podcasts, any of that stuff until tonight,
Time
the
out really
Tuesday night.
fast. Did not know last week that Frank Reich got fired. That's like where my level is of like I get so much done around the house. I get so much done with the music. But yeah, I had no idea until I started hearing the Saturday jokes. And I'm like, who's he coaching for?
Hmm. And he won.
Yeah. Yeah. Why? Why fire Frank Reich? What, I don't understand. And still have not read any of the story. That seems more like a GM move, bringing Matt Ryan in than a Frank Reich move, but whatever. Anyway,
Yep.
that's how
Yep.
committed I am to not listening to anything.
Right. But no, you got to have a short memory. The
Mm-hmm.
players do, they all do. And I just want to remind people that 24/7 Buff Pandemonium, the K Gun reports, um, FLX Mafia, the Sunday sessions, the Thomas Take Sports podcast. Guys, all this is fan first perspective chatter. We are fans of the game. We know a little bit about it, but we will never know the ins and outs, the front office details, any of that stuff. It's all speculation. It's all what we believe. It's all what we hear and what we see and do our own little research. So it's a fun place to be. Come and join us. We are accepting of anybody's opinions. We love to hear your opinions, and um, I know it happens on pages sometimes with people knocking what you're posting and all that stuff, but it happens. Some people are out there just to knock on posts, and those same people are the ones that aren't creating posts themselves. They just want to be grumpersons and little trolls. But it's a fan.
You're really getting into third kid mode here.
Like I said, it's a fan first perspective. We love our Buffalo Bills. We love to talk about our Buffalo Bills. We have our opinions. We love yours. And that's the way it's always going to be here at 24/7 Buff Pandemonium. Short memory. Let's talk on Sunday sessions at 11:30 with myself, Swank, and Ryan Thomas. Go Bills.
Hell yeah. Nicely done. Mike V, my X Factor Swank goes on a 4-game losing streak, and AJ Brown no shows again. LOL. Dude, my team, I feel like, is so stacked, and AJ Brown just needed to get me a few points and gets
Is that what
hurt.
happened to your game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went into it, I was only down like 8, I think. And I was like, AJ Brown, Monday Night Football? Are you kidding me, dude? And he got like 1.7 or 1.8 points or something. So I've been trying to get a trade going on here. I know my boy RTT's been trying to too, but I got a stable of wide receivers that I just, I don't know. I think I need one good running back. I also messed up because, again, with not doing anything and reading anything, the Thursday night game, I didn't even watch it, and then I didn't even think about my lineup because I was doing other things and music and blah, blah, blah. And that kind of screwed me too. Also on my Dynasty League. But anyway, yeah. Sunday, we got Sunday sessions, 11:30 p.m. with myself, Scooter, and Ryan Thomas from the Ryan Thomas Take Sports podcast. And we're going to have a good time kind of previewing this Browns game, giving you the inactives, and hanging out and talking a bunch of junk about a horrible, horrible, horrible franchise. So come and do that every Tuesday night. We're right here, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the K-Gun Report, giving you a recap of the previous week and a preview of the next week and answering all your questions and laughing and drinking and hanging out and loving all these comments and participation. You guys are the best, man. Thank you guys so much. Be on the lookout for some stuff. We're trying to get some more activity over on our YouTube page. Like I said, we're trying to hit 100 subscribers by next weekend, so a week from Sunday. If you haven't yet, head over there. Please subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends. You know, we don't try to, I don't know, push and promote and do these things that like, oh, please go like blah, blah, blah. But, you know, it doesn't take a lot to go over there and do that. If you got the time, please do it and tell a friend and hang out. We got some cool giveaway stuff going on. It's a lot of cool stuff coming down the pike, so just be ready for that. And also, man, like I said, short memories. Love your Bills. It's still better. 6-3 at this point right now. It's still better than a lot of seasons. That would have been the cap of our wins for the season, for some of these seasons that we struggled through here. So
Yep.
let's go in to this mindset that we're going to destroy a horrible franchise on Sunday and have a good time and have some beers and turn around and do it again on Thursday. How about that?
Boom.
Boom! We love you guys very much, and thanks so much for joining us. Go Bills.
Love you guys. Go Bills!
Go Bills!
This is a dangerous group.